Good morning and welcome to a special Let's Talk About It. Today's program was pre-recorded. There will be no phone calls on the program today.
This is Peter Abbarno. Thank you for tuning in to the Let's Talk About It show on AM 1470 KELA and KELAAM.com. I'm your host today with a special guest. Well, actually, I've got a number of special guests because I'm going to be highlighting the Miss Lewis County Scholarship Program. And with me today are the reigning queen or princess, Briana Rasku. And then we also have four of the candidates who are going to be running for the 2023 Miss Lewis County. So first of all, Briana, thanks for joining me today.
Of course.
Of course. So tell me a little bit about the past year. I mean, I've seen you everywhere. You're all around promoting the Miss Lewis County Scholarship Program. Tell me about how you've enjoyed it.
It has been a blast. It's gone by so fast. Everybody always tells you, oh, it goes by so fast, and I never really believed it until I stepped into the role of Miss Lewis County. It has been so much fun, obviously super busy, going to all the events, especially in the summer, but it has been an amazing experience. I've loved getting to know community members and going out to all the events that we have, and then getting to meet this group of girls that are excited to step into the role as well.
And I think I was one of those folks who told you it was going to go really, really fast when I first interviewed you.
Yeah.
I think the first interview you did was here at KELA.
Mm-hmm.
I watched you put on your crown for the first time.
Yeah, I remember being so terrified in that moment.
You know, yeah. I mean, I'd like to give that air of terror in people, and then eventually, you disarm them a little bit. So what's been your favorite part?
I have just, the fair was one of my favorite events because I was just able to go out and talk to so many people, and they would ask, oh, why are you wearing a crown? What's that? And I would get to explain the program to them and explain all that I've been doing in the community. And I would say just making those connections with community members has been my favorite part.
Yeah, I mean, we do have the best community.
Yeah, definitely.
So, we've got the upcoming 2023 pageant coming up. It's on March 11th. It's at 7 o'clock. March 11th is a Saturday at 7 o'clock on Centralia College campus at Corbett Theater. Are you excited?
Yes, I'm very excited and sad. It's a mixture of emotions, but I'm excited to see who's crowned the next Miss Lewis County.
It's got to be bittersweet. I mean, do you remember the kind of the ball of emotions you had the night of Miss Lewis County when you were running?
Yes, I remember. I did not think I won at all, but it's nice being on this side of it now and getting to see the girls prepare and be able to kind of help them along the way.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, one of the best parts of the Miss Lewis County Scholarship Program is the mentorship. And you've had a great opportunity to not only be mentored, but also now to be a mentor. And that's got to be fun.
Yeah, it definitely has been.
And you also have a little, right?
Yes.
And that's the Little Miss Friendly?
Yes, Emma Britton. She's so sweet.
Yeah. So how is that relationship? Because it always seems over the years watching Miss Lewis County and Little Miss Friendly, you pair up at so many events.
Yeah. It was so fun watching her be crowned or whatever they call it at the fair. It was so fun, and she was doing such a great job. She was genuinely Little Miss Friendly, so friendly, running around the fair. She was just a little ball of energy, and I just loved being with her throughout that week. Yeah,
and so what is in store for you? I mean, your life is not over. You're always going to be Miss Lewis County 2022, but, what's your future plans?
I'm really not sure at the moment. Right now, I'm going to esthetician school in Longview.
Nice.
So I'm just going to continue to do that.
Yeah, continue to do that and continue to probably serve your community. You've met a ton of people.
Yes, definitely. I want to be a part of the community like I have been.
And my good friend Shelly's with you today. Hi, Shelly.
Hi, Peter.
So what's your role in the Miss Lewis County Scholarship Program?
I'm one of the board members, and I'm in charge of public relations for the program.
So you make sure we're all on task to promote the March 11th program and the pageant?
Yes, and the program in general. I think there's a misunderstanding of what this program has to offer young ladies. It's not just, about poise and beauty. It's about scholarships. It's about connections with the community. It's about service. And it's really about helping these ladies become the best that they can be.
And that's awesome. And you know a little bit about having lived with a Miss Lewis County.
Yes. Yes.
And who's your daughter?
My daughter is Rebecca Ford Parker. She was 2019 Miss Lewis County.
And Rebecca was a lot of fun as well. I mean, she was such a great Miss Lewis County.
It was a fun ride, and it was a program that embraced us both and invited me to become a part of it through her.
So tell me a little bit, because not only as a board member and dealing with kind of the outward communications of the program, you're a parent of a Miss Lewis County. And so how is that? Because it's important that as you go through this program, parents become a very important part of this entire process.
Yes, these girls definitely need the support of their family as well as the board, and they get that here in Lewis County. It was amazing. My daughter was not my outgoing child, and she worked very hard to get over her fears of public speaking and being in front of the public, and just to see her blossom through this program and to work very hard at something that didn't come natural to her.
Right.
It was just amazing. And I was so proud of her the night that she ran. I couldn't imagine her doing any more than that. And then to see her growth from the day she was crowned to the day that she handed off the title was just amazing as a parent to see her really come into herself as an adult, and to come into herself as a confident, involved, well-spoken lady.
Yeah, I mean, she's an amazing person. Like all the Miss Lewis Counties, really just blossom and grow, mature in the role. And, you know, in Shelley and Briana, we've talked about this before. You know, my first view of this was like, I don't really want to get involved. It's just, you know, it's just a bunch of beauty queens. In reality, it's so much more.
Yeah.
It's scholarship, and you learn all these life skills. And now seeing people like Rebecca, for instance, and Kennedy and Bailey and others you just see them growing in their community, growing in their profession. It's amazing what this program can do for young women, and that's why I'm a true believer. I've really seen it. People just grow.
Yes.
And then Briana, you're going to be the next one. Someday down the road. I remember Briana back when she was so scared and she was terrified to be on the radio with me.
Yes.
So, Shelley, I've talked about March 11th, 7 o'clock, Corbett Theater. Are tickets still available?
Tickets are still available. They will be available through the Chamber of Commerce.
And then if they don't sell out, they're going to be available at the door.
Yes, we're going to have tickets there through March 10th. They will only accept a check at the Chamber of Commerce. So they just said if you come to buy tickets through them, please come with a checkbook. But any remaining tickets will be available that night at the door. Tickets are $20.
And it is a lot of fun. I mean, it's a great event.
Yes, and it's just going to be amazing to see all these girls up on stage. It's a night of great entertainment, and to just see these girls blossom, it'll make you proud of the young individuals that we have in our community.
And even more so, not even more so, because we're going to interview all four of the candidates here. You have two just amazing MCs for the pageant this year. Who are they again? I can't remember their name.
State Representative Peter Abbarno will be there.
I'll be there.
Yeah, we're so excited. And Ann Pedersen, who was the Miss Lewis County 1973, she's celebrating her 50 years in the program. She has been a wonderful year-round volunteer, and she is also involved on our board. So it's just really nice to see past people who have been involved in the program, who continue to believe in it and give back.
And I've always wanted to be an MC at the Miss Lewis County pageant. And so I was really honored to get asked. I really was. I was like, really? I can? That'd be great. And it's going to be great to be with Ann. I mean, 1973, she's involved in the program, stayed involved in the program, continues to promote it. So it's going to be great, and it's just going to be a lot of fun.
Yes.
All right. So my first victim of the day is going to be Callie Warren. Callie, you are running for Miss Lewis County.
Yes.
Are you excited?
Very much.
All right. So tell me a little bit about yourself. So where are you from?
I am from Chehalis. I've grown up in Washington, Chehalis, in this amazing community my whole life. I'm an only child, and it's just been an overall amazing experience growing up in Lewis County, and I'm so excited to get the opportunity to give back.
An only child, a
Yes.
little pampered, right?
That's me.
So your parents excited?
Mm-hmm.
Your family's
Very
just got to
much.
be loving it, right?
Oh, yeah.
So tell me a little bit about what got you involved in the Miss Lewis County pageant.
So ever since I was a little girl, I've loved going to the fair and watching Miss Lewis County, and knowing Briana pretty much my whole life. I got to see her experience this role, and that was when I was like, oh, I finally have that, elevated program to like give back to the community that I've said I've loved my whole life, and I'm so excited.
So tell me a little bit about your sponsors. So because every Miss Lewis County has sponsors. Who are yours?
My first sponsor is Lethal Coffee Grounds.
Yeah.
Chris, owner of Lethal Coffee Grounds, has been a second mom to me my whole entire life, so it's been an honor to be able to work with her, to know her my whole life. Everybody needs a mother figure like Chris in your life. My second sponsor is Huntington Pumpkin Patch, which is so sweet. My birthday is in October, so I always had to have a Halloween themed party, and 90% of the time it's got to be at Huntington Pumpkin Patch.
That's cool because that's the only place we go for pumpkins.
Right.
And
yes.
then this year I broke my family's hearts because we got so busy that I went late and there were like 3 rotten pumpkins left. So I ended up having to Safeway it. I bought the small gourds and then
painful.
It was the first time probably because I love Halloween. It was probably the first time in my life that I actually bought like a grocery store pumpkin as like my main pumpkin. But Huntington's is great. They've got the corn maze and lots of fun stuff. So it's great that those 2 sponsors, came up and are backing you and supporting you.
Yes, it's awesome.
So with each candidate, you have to pick this, social awareness initiative. What's yours?
My social impact is suicide awareness. Okay. So, as many of our community members know, and during WFOS, during this last school year, we experienced 2 suicides within a span of 6 months. We also experienced multiple attempted ones. And growing up in this small town, I never knew what platform could give me the ability to speak to a wider audience on what empowered me and what empowered me to work behind that. So as soon as I came into pageants and as soon as I came into Miss Lewis County, it was like this dream come true because I now have this audience and where I can talk about what I'm passionate about. Well,
and that is such an important issue. It's really important to all the communities. I know Centralia just had a student commit suicide. It's just heartbreaking. So thank you for that awareness. That's so important, and I'm glad that you're going to be talking about that social impact initiative. And win, lose, or draw, I can tell the passion in your voice that you're going to continue to promote this social impact initiative regardless, right?
For sure.
I mean, that's awesome. So talk to me a little bit about your talent, because you have to pick a talent as well.
Yes. So I play the flute. I've been playing the flute since I came into it late. Like most people start in their musical classes in about 6th grade. I was in choir originally, and when I started kind of, getting burnt out about that, my mom was like, well, you could try flute. I played flute my whole life, and I was like, it gets me out of choir. Why not?
Good for you.
So my mom gave me her old flute, and it was an instant click, and I instantly fell in love.
That's awesome. Are you going to be playing a specific song as a flutist?
Yes, I'm playing Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
That's awesome. That's a good song, right? And so, so we know, and I've learned this. There are 4 points to the crown, right? And so they're service, style, scholarship, and success. What is your favorite point and why?
Oh, it's so hard, but by far, I think they're all important, but service is someone that sticks to me the most. As I touched on with my social impact, I've always loved making an impact in my community, and Briana touched on this, like making the impact with the kids and talking at the fair has always been super, super important to me, and it makes it so much easier when you have this amazing community and this amazing program to back you.
That's awesome. That's really good. And if you want to come out and support Callie, you can do that. Remember, March 11th, 7 o'clock, Corbett Theater. A lot of fun. You can go to the Chamber of Commerce, get your tickets, and just come out. It's kind of like a little party. And it's just fun. There's always just this electric, and then people have signs and they're supporting everyone and cheering. It gets a lot of fun. There's somebody also that I want to call up, Taylor. Taylor Derscheid is somebody who has competed before and always done a really good job. I've always loved getting to meet Taylor, and then this year is going to be no different. Taylor, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about, so you've run before and you decided to run again. Tell us a little bit why.
So I just love all the experience that I've gained through this program, all the girls that I've gotten to meet. I've learned a lot of new skills through interview. If you know me when I was younger, you would not know that I was the same kid. I used to hate public speaking, and now just being on stage or being in the interview with the judges has been a great time for me, actually. It still makes me nervous, but...
Well, and it's interesting because I had a really good conversation about you at the rehearsals, and it was with Cindy Godsey, who's a dear friend of mine. And I said, "Good, it's great seeing Taylor. She's running again." She's like, "You know what? She told me that every single year she runs, she learns something new and grows, and you can see it in you. And that's such a great statement for the program, and it's a great statement for you as well." Mm-hmm. So tell me a little bit about where you're from and a little bit about, your family support.
So I'm from Chehalis. I lived here for 16 years, and then we moved to California for a couple of years, and then I decided to come back. But right now my parents are living in Colorado. My mom, she's my biggest supporter through all this. My first year, she got to come watch me. Last year was a little bit harder for her to make it, but I know even from far away that she supported me no matter what I do. So
yeah, and that's awesome because family support's super important. So who are your sponsors this year?
So I just heard about them the other day, but so I don't have it right off the top of my head, but I'm just so thankful for any of the sponsors, especially this year.
And there's a lot of them. I mean, from top to bottom. I mean, I think there's individual sponsors, then there's overall sponsors and sponsors of some of the scholarships. I mean, it's nice to have a lot of community support.
Right.
And so tell me what your social impact initiative is.
My social impact initiative is advocating for youth with disabilities. As someone who was born with a disability, I just want to be able to get myself out there and get the issues that we've always dealt with, and hopefully we can get on the right track. I mean, we've done better throughout the years, but there's still a whole lot that we could do for those kids.
Yeah, absolutely. Whether it's intellectual or developmental disabilities, whether it's even something, even less maybe pronounced, I think that's so important to continue to promote inclusion and every single one of our community members, regardless of whether they have a disability. And I think that's awesome. So what's your talent?
I'm doing vocal this year. Stepping out of my comfort zone more.
Yeah. What are you going to sing?
It's called I'm Still Standing.
Yeah.
It's my favorite song from the movie Sing. There's double meaning to it. It's not just about, if you look at it, it's just not about the painful breakup. It's going through anything and saying, hey, you can try to knock me down, but I'm still here.
Yeah. It's about getting knocked down and getting back up again. Mm-hmm. It's a much better classic version of Chumbawamba's. I get knocked down, right? I know I had to make a joke there, right? So tell me about of the 4 points, and we talked about it a little earlier. So service, style, scholarship, and success. Which one is your favorite and why?
I would say service as well. I mean, not just through this program, through any of the other programs that I've gotten to be a part of. I just love getting out into the community and, getting to meet all of our members and just being able to give back.
Yeah. And you've had the opportunity to get to know a lot of not only Miss Lewis counties, but Miss Lewis County candidates. And are you still friends with them and stay in touch?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I to me, from what I've heard, it really creates this kind of fraternal sorority type sisterhood where you end up supporting each other through the years. Mm-hmm. So I think that's awesome. Well, thank you, Taylor, for coming. Taylor Derscheid, I appreciate it. I'm going to have Maya O'Neill come up next, and she's going to introduce herself, and I think that is awesome to have that. And Shelley, you want to add anything?
I would love to add something.
Yeah.
I just want to thank Sean Kirk of Sentinel Wealth. He is Taylor's sponsor. He stepped up. He was another person who didn't really know too much about our program, and through watching what Rebecca went through, he saw the value in it. and we needed a sponsor, and he was more than happy to step up. So I just want to acknowledge.
Yeah, and Sentinel Wealth, that's great. And if people want to still sponsor, right, you can still sponsor. You can still donate, and that money goes to scholarships and the program and everything else.
Yes.
Who do they contact if they want to?
They can reach out on our Facebook page, www.misslewis.county.com or .org.
It's a dot something, all right.
We'll verify that, but they can reach out to any one of the board members as well. They can either donate directly to the program, or they can even sponsor a particular scholarship.
Cool. Or they could sponsor one of the MCs. Oh, sorry.
With change, there's opportunity. Hi, this is Heather Stewart with Blade Realty. You may be hearing that the real estate market has cooled down. I would say the market is definitely different, and that has created opportunity for those wanting to take it. If you've been wondering if buying or selling is to your advantage, I'm here to help you with professional advice on all things real estate. Let's look at your individual situation and make a plan. Reach out to me today on Facebook at Heather Stewart Realtor or online at heatherstewartrealtor.com.
It's tax time with Mountain View CPAs in Morton, Chehalis, Winlock, and Centralia. I'm talking with Hannah, and if a couple is getting divorced, how should they file their taxes?
It really depends on when the divorce is final. The IRS determines your marital status on the last day of the year. So if your divorce is final by December 31st, then you would file as single or head of household. Otherwise, you'd have to file as married filing jointly or married filing separately.
Why would a couple want to file as married if they are getting divorced?
Well, if you file separately, you can't claim the earned income tax credit or claim the credit for child care expenses. You must file jointly to be eligible for those tax credits.
What if you had gotten separated during the year? Do you still have to file as married, or is there an exception?
Actually, yes. If you and your spouse did not live in the same home for the last 6 months of the tax year, then the IRS has an exception that will allow you to each file separately.
This has been Tax Time with Mountain View CPAs. For more answers to tax questions, call or stop by and see Mountain View CPAs today in Chehalis, Morton, Centralia, and the new office in Winlock.
New to the Sunday morning lineup here on KELA Fox News Sunday. This is Shannon Bream inviting you to listen to Fox News Sunday at 8 a.m. every Sunday morning right here on AM 1470.
Thanks for making us part of your morning.
What do you guys have for us today?
Okay, and now back to business.
Listen on the air and online.
Let's talk about it. Today's special Let's Talk About It program was pre-recorded. There will be no phone calls on the program this morning.
This is Peter Abbarno. Thank you for tuning in to the Let's Talk About It show on AM 1470 KELA and KELAAM.com, highlighting the Miss Lewis County Scholarship Program. All right, so now I have Maya O'Neill. Maya, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about where you're from.
I'm from Chehalis.
Okay.
I've grown up in Chehalis, Centralia my whole life, and I love it here.
You do? Where did you go to school?
I graduated from WF West High School, and I now go to Centralia College.
Yeah. What are you studying?
I'm studying education. I'm earning my AA right now. I'm a sophomore, but after that, I will apply for their bachelor's program for K through 12 education.
Yeah. It's a good program. I know a teacher who went through that with last name Abbarno, a good math teacher in Centralia. So tell me a little bit about your family. Super supportive, I would imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. My parents are Michael and Amanda O'Neill, and I have 3 younger siblings, Evan, Capri, and Lily, and they have been so supportive through this whole process, all of them.
That's awesome. It's so important to have family support. And tell me about your sponsors.
My sponsor is Southwest Washington Dance Center, and I've danced there for 7 years, and I'm also a dance teacher now there. This is my 2nd year teaching ballet there, so that is something I really love to do.
That dance center produces a lot of Miss Lewis counties.
Yes.
It's like in the blood. It's in the genes of the dance center. So what's your social impact initiative?
My social impact initiative is promoting self-expression through the arts, specifically dance.
Okay. So you're telling me I should start dancing more to express myself.
Absolutely.
Looking at me, what kind of dance do you think I should express myself with?
I think Honestly, you'd be great at any type of dance, but ballet is absolutely my favorite. So.
Boy, she butters up like, oh, you'd be good at any kind of dance. How about breakdancing?
Personally, I don't have experience in breakdancing.
Oh,
but...
what about electric slide?
Nope, not that either.
Yeah, well, that's about all I can maybe do is the electric slide, and probably not very well. What about your talent? So let me guess. Let me guess. Based on where you teach, your social impact initiative, I'm going to guess that you're a singer.
Yep, you were so right, Peter.
Yeah, you're going to dance, right?
Yes, absolutely.
What kind of dance?
I'm doing a contemporary dance on point. I've been on point for 5 years, so yeah.
Okay, that's cool. To any particular song?
Yes, my song is Better Days by Dermot Kennedy, and I chose that song because it goes really well with my social impact initiative, and it's just a really beautiful message.
It is, and it's a great song as well. And I'm going to ask you the same question out of the 4 points, service, style, scholarship, and success. Which one is your favorite and why?
I'm going to have to go with Callie and Taylor on this one because my favorite point of the crown is also service. I think ultimately that is who Miss Lewis County is. She's an ambassador, she's a leader, and she serves her community.
That's awesome. All right. Well, I appreciate you being here. I wish you great success. And if anybody wants to come out and support any of our candidates, especially Maya, who we just interviewed, you can go to the chamber, get your tickets, and you can come to the March 11th at 7 o'clock at Corbett Theater. And then up next, I'm going to have Sydney Gallagher. She's going to be our next candidate that we're going to interview. Sydney, thank you for joining us today.
Yes, of course. I'm so glad to be here.
So, tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
I'm actually from North Carolina. I grew up there, and my dad is in the military, so we moved around quite a bit. And in 2020, we ended up in Centralia.
Well, lucky us and lucky you. Tell me about your sponsors.
My sponsor is the Kraken Board Shop and Ascend Gymnastics.
Which is pretty cool.
Yes.
Are you going to do gymnastics for your talent?
I am not, actually.
Because I witnessed your talent, and I thought it was a pretty cool idea. Tell us about that.
Thank you. I'm doing public speaking. I wrote a monologue about my grandma's sweet tea, so I'm really excited to share that with the community.
Yeah, and it's a really cool, kind of speech and presentation, really neat. And your social impact initiative is?
My social impact initiative is educating on the importance of the military and those who serve.
And probably because your dad.
Right, yes. And I want to make an emphasis on the dependents as well, because a lot of times we forget that the dependents and the spouses and the kiddos, they serve too.
They do. And I think that's really important to remember. And so let's, what are your parents' names?
My dad's name is Nathan Ballard, and my mom's name is Samantha Ballard.
That's awesome. All right. Well, they might be listening, so we want to give them a shout out, right?
I know. They probably are listening.
Yeah. So tell me about the 4 points of the crown: service, style, scholarship, and success. Which one is your favorite and why?
Well, I think I have a toss-up between service and style, to be honest.
I knew you were going to be a little different.
I just had to. I hopped on the service bandwagon, but also I think style is a big part of Miss Lewis County, especially in service as well, because style is not just about how we dress or how we do our hair, or how we do our makeup. It's also about how we hold ourselves.
Was that a dig at my haircut?
No.
Okay, just want to make sure.
I can't even see your hair. You have a hat on.
Well, and I keep it very short.
Oh, okay. No.
So style and service. I mean, I think that's important. I think you bring up a really good point, because normally when we think of style, we think of clothing, and you're all very stylish and dressed well. But style is kind of style in your personality and how you do things, which is
and how we
important.
hold each other. Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for coming on and joining us today. Yeah, and so we'll go back to 2 of my favorites, Briana and Shelley. So, Briana, do you want to send us off with any, thoughts about if I've never been to the pageant before? Give me kind of just a few words on why someone should go if you've never been to one before.
Well, first, it's so fun and it's so entertaining. I think all of the girls are so talented. And for one, my favorite part is watching talent. It's so cool to watch all the girls do their own individual things and be so great at them. We also have some other parts of the program that are really fun to watch. We have evening wear and we have onstage question. And those are really fun to watch as well.
That's awesome. And Shelley, appreciate you being here as well.
Thank you for having us.
And if people want to get their tickets, they can do so for the Saturday, March 11th at 7 p.m. Centralia College's Corbett Theater, a Miss Lewis County Scholarship Program pageant. You can get your tickets at the Chamber, or if you want to learn more information, want to get involved, you can go to MissLewisCounty.com because I did look that up. So it's MissLewisCounty.com. So, Briana, Shelley, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I want to thank all of you for being here as well. I mean, all the Miss Lewis County candidates are amazing. I really encourage you to get your tickets and join the show. Thank you for joining us on Let's Talk About It show, AM 1470, KELA, and KELAAM.com. I'm your host, Peter Abbarno, and encouraging you to go to the Miss Lewis County Scholarship Pageant on March 11th, 7 p.m., Corbett Theater. Have a great day.